HogOn Welding. Joe is a welder, fabricator, and a business owner, and today we're discussing his new venture into retrofitting shipping containers into the space of your dreams. We talk about some other cool projects he has going on and some of the plans for his future. So fire up your machine, drop your hood, and turn me up 5.
You're listening to the Junkies podcast, helping you make every weld better than your last with each episode. And now your host, Jason Becker.
Thank you for downloading show number 147.
All right, so what's going on, Joe? I mean, a lot's changed since you've been on the podcast. So you want to say you were back on in February. You were down in Feniks, but I see you've kind of moved. You got some new products going on. You're working in shipping containers. So tell me how things been going on.
Man, it's been going pretty steady. Actually, I moved to Oklahoma City to get closer to my son. I have a couple family things I'm trying to take care of, spend some more time with him. So since I'm here, I'm working more on my container conversions and my welding skids and staircases. So that's pretty much what I'm doing a lot of in welding sessions and stuff like that.
Okay, so how'd you get into the shipping containers? Because I see one day, it just kind of popped up. You created, I want to say it was like a coffee shop or something like that.
Yeah, I did. That was my first one. Actually, my first.
That thing turned out nice, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. And I actually designed it completely. The guy didn't even have that idea to go that route. He just said, man, let's do something basic. I'm like, well, what if we put a deck on it? You think we can sell and get more money? He was like, let's see if they want it. So he sold it to the clients, and I built everything. So that the guy, he was actually more of a salesman type guy. But he had a little money where he had a couple containers, and he was just putting doors and windows in. And once I ran across him in 2017, I helped him do that. I told him, hey, we can do more. And after we did that project right there, actually we kind of went out separate ways after we did that one, we went out separate ways. But it opened up a greater door for me. And he's not even doing containers anymore.
Really? So he kind of got out of the game just from the beginning?
Well, he was a person, like I say, he wasn't a tradesman like me. He was just he was a salesman. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you can make a lot of commission off that stuff.
Exactly. He was just a salesman, and when we did that first one, honestly, now that we're talking about it, my cut was good, but I got cheated out of some money, some thousands. Put it like that. I made my money, but I got cheated out my money, and then in order for me to get it, he was like, well, let's do another one. I can pay you back on the other end. I'm like, nah, it's just going to be a continuous cycle. So I'm like, you know what? You need me. I don't need you. And I just kept doing my thing.
That's not how this works, man.
Exactly. Exactly. So I kind of stepped on. I'm like, that's good. I said, but it gave me something. It gave me a completely different business, a completely different structure. And it opened my mind actually to endless ideas. And that's when I came up with the hashtag Imagine Your Container. And I've been pushing it and just doing different things for the independent entrepreneur, for the small business owner, from barber shops, salons, coffee shops, offices, small fab shops, mechanic shops, stuff like that. Anything that can keep the person independent, they can make their money and, do their thing. That's what I'm into. Event containers, people selling T-shirts and apparel and stuff like that. Like, I really want to help the independent person be a business.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different things you could do with a shipping container. I mean, you think about it, everybody just sees it as a place for storage, but you're putting these things together for small business owners, running their facilities, running their shops.
Exactly.
I got a buddy up he's up north, and he's got a shipping container that he's converted into a 40-foot shipping container. He's converted that into an entire fab shop. So that's where he does all his welding. He's got his saw set up, torches, welders. He's got fume extraction in there. I mean, everything's just set up so he can run his entire business inside of there. But, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Oh, yeah, they endless, like completely endless. That's why I say imagine yours. And some people are like, well, why did you just say imagine? And I even have some people, when I share some photos, they even ask me, is them all of yours? I was like, nah, them all the ones I like. I can do everything that I share. I'm just sharing to give you an idea. That's why I say imagine. I'm not saying this is my container. I'm saying imagine yours. You know what I mean? So some people kind of like, I even had some haters start, you get inboxes, I know you ain't built all of them. I'm like, man, I never said I did.
Right.
I said I can't.
It's concepts. I mean, that's something
exactly.
you can show a potential client and say, hey, look, you know, this is the type of business you're running. You got like a little food stand or whatever.
Exactly.
Imagine this, you know, we set this up. You got roll up doors right here, countertops here, a little bit of seating. I mean, you got like a pop-up restaurant right there on the corner.
Exactly, and that's my full deal. That's my full promotion of it, and that's why I do it, because a lot of people can't think outside of the box. I'm gonna be honest with you. It seems like nowadays people leave their imagination when they're kids. In order for it to be successful, you got to take your imagination with you until you die. Like, that's what makes great people great, because they never stop imagining like a child. They never stop saying, oh, I can do this. What can I do to do this? Oh, I'm excited about this. And I think that nowadays we're so systematic. And so I kind of want to open up the mind and say, hey, you ain't got to do it that way. You can do it this way and still do everything that you're trying to do.
No, 100%, man. And is this something that popped up when you got into Oklahoma, or?
No. I've been doing it for Phoenix.
Okay. So you started in Phoenix, you brought it into Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. So I call myself, not that you say that, because it's so funny that you say this. Have you ever seen the movie Django before?
Yes.
Okay. I call myself Django here in Oklahoma City. I'm the one that they never seen on a horse. Like, literally, like, I'm a fabricator, I'm independent, I'm a business owner. And when I tell them and I talk to them, and they look at me just like that. Like, who is this? Like, because, you know, I'm
roll through town with your welder rig.
Exactly, right. They don't see it. Like, I haven't found no one on my level yet, literally. And I've been looking, trying to network with people, but people, it seems like they think real small here. You know, and I don't know if maybe just because of the cost of living real cheap here, you know, and people don't really just think, but it seems like everybody think worker here. Everybody think they're going to work 40 years and retire and they be okay. Like, I guess that's how everybody thinks. Like, ain't nobody want to do, but then those who do, it's just more of a talk. You know how you got those, you can tell that it's talk. And so I agreed with a couple of them when I first got here. Said, hey, I'm going to do this and get the painters. I do welding skids. Dismiss, show them photos. I'm about to find me a little lot somewhere so I can start this. Oh, yeah, man, I want to get there. Yeah, I want to get a part of it. When that time came, hey, man, I'm going to get this land. I'm going to get this. Okay, give me a second. All right, I'm keep going, because, you know, once I give you the opportunity, I'm keep on going. I'm not going to call you again. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to slow down.
Yeah, I'm not going to slow. So I keep going. So when I see them again, I'm halfway up, and I see one in the store. It was funny, because the other day I seen one, and you know how you see a guy that you met when you first get here, you just want to speak to him, you know? The guy literally in the store made a turn and try to act like he didn't see me. And I know I stand out. I got a long beard, gold teeth. I'm you know, you ain't gonna see too many people like me. So,
someone else.
Exactly. So ain't no way he could say he thought, but you know, I knew what it was. Sometimes it's intimidation when people see that you do something. Sometimes you can make them feel some type of way because they really wasn't about what they said they was about. And you kind of showed them that. And you ain't even on that crap or boastful type of situation. You're just doing what you do, you know. Being confident.
And I think a lot of people are afraid. They're comfortable. They're afraid to take that leap of faith. They're afraid to make that investment and get into it and do something a little bit different because, I mean, it's unknown on the other side. You don't know how that's going to pan out. And a lot of people, they're afraid to take that leap.
Exactly. And that's what it is, like literally. But if you think about it, I talked to my daughter and them about it because I know that the school systems actually was designed to keep a person from thinking like an entrepreneur, to keep you from being a business. Like, it was designed to make workers out of the people in the economy. Like this, to help the rich.
The system's been designed to make really good taxpayers.
That's it. That's what it was designed for. It was designed for that. So if you think that education is going to make you some type of, see what it does, this is what it do. If you a little bit smarter, then we can get you a little bit higher tax job. If you look, you can be a doctor, but you're still working for somebody. You're still a slave. Exactly. You still, so it ain't never like, oh, you free. No, oh, you so smart, you can go work for this person, and that's, oh, you got a good job. You know, pound the back. You're like, I'm not gonna give nobody no thing. To me, that's real thing, man. You know, so.
And there's no small business classes. There's no entrepreneurship classes taught in high school. None of that. Like, I mean, basic classes for life. I think that's something that should be taught in classes.
The only thing that they give that I like and is trades. Some of the schools give the trade. So some of the students that's not, you know, into it, they have the trades and they can actually like the school I went to growing up, it was people that didn't do good, like didn't feel they was gonna graduate. Say, hey, I'm just gonna get my GED. They were able to get their GED. Finished school at 17, 16, became a welder and running plants now. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good thing for them, but it still was a job situation. You see what I'm saying? It was never breaking loose, actually creating an opportunity, and that's what I want to do with HogOn Welding. I want to turn a trade into a business by teaching the young entrepreneurs, the young workers, the young welders, how not to just have a trade, but once you get it, utilize it, learn it, get your skills down, and then figure out what you want to do and create your lane from that trade.
Yeah, do something with it.
Exactly.
You got these skills, go out and do something with it. You don't have to go to work for somebody else.
Yeah, just get it. Once you get it and you get it and you can figure out the system of working for people, then do your own thing.
Yeah. I'll be 100% honest with you. There's a lot of people out there that just aren't meant to work for somebody else. They've got too much drive, too much ambition,
and they
too many good ideas that they want somebody else stealing
I
credit.
can't lie to you. I can't do it, man. Me work for someone else, man, it puts me in depression. I can't handle it. It's too much for me. For one, I know that you want to make a couple $100, or you want to make me feel bad, so you can feel good. And I ain't with that chain of command. I'm just not with it. I put my time in.
Now, do you have anybody else working for you?
No, I don't. I don't believe in it. I have team members. I pay people like contractors. You know what I mean? Like contract, like independent. Yeah, that's what I do. I do that, and I do apprenticeship. So I have people that want to learn, that just want to say, hey, man, I want to learn under you, where either if they don't have the finance for me to teach them, then they'll work for me, and I teach them the trade. So I didn't try to see people that just actually work beside me. I didn't pay them, but when we did certain jobs, and I did certain jobs I really wanted on them, I threw them something anyway, but they were just apprentices. You know what I mean? They were just getting the trade, and I actually did a few people like that. And one guy, I think he told me the most he ever made was probably like $13. And he worked with me for like 2 months. And when he left, I got him certified. He went from 13 to 17. So, I mean, it was a game changer for him, you know?
Yeah, that's a big difference in pay.
Yeah, a big difference. You see? A big difference. He was happy.
2 months worth of effort?
2 months. 2 months of being with me, man. He was so happy because everything I do is hands-on. Like, if he say, hey, he'll say, hey, man, I sure like to learn a forklift. I'm like, well, jump on it, man. I need to get this stuff moved. He said, I don't know what to do. I said, well, you're going to learn now. You know what I'm saying?
You're learn today.
That's how I did it. And that's how I did everything. He was so excited because, even though it made him nervous, but I made him confident at the same time. I said, hey, bro, it's okay. We're going to get this done. You got to learn anyway. So just go on and get your hands with. And so I think me being completely hands-on and just my style of teaching, because I learned that the goal is to get to 10, right? If one person counts to 10 by twos, and you say, hey, man, I got a smarter way, I'm going to say 9 plus 1, and I'm going to get to 10. The other people might look at you like, man, what you doing? What? I'm doing it. The goal is to get to 10. So who's to say who's wrong?
Everybody's got the same thing.
Exactly. So I just want to try to give it that way. So that's why I really stress the independence. I'm doing the containers because I want to lead by example. I'm building my first store, which is I call the cafe, and just to help other people and other entrepreneurs and just people that just actually coming out of school to see what they can do with their trade. And the fact that I built everything, I defined everything, I use all the knowledge I obtained from working on the job. And that's why I want to say, because I don't knock jobs. Some people are like, man, do you knock jobs? No, you got to learn from somewhere. So I want you to use it. I just don't want you to be a forever slave to a job. I think a job is like wearing Pampers. Once you learn how to wipe your own butt and you know how to do it yourself, you don't need no pamper on. Why? You don't see grown people walking around with diapers on. And to me, that's what a job is. It's a diaper, man. Once you get where you can take care of yourself and you can do your thing, you don't need no diaper on. This is how I think. That's how I look at it.
That's one of the things I tell my students is a job stands for just over broke.
You need a career. You need something.
You don't want a job. A job is something that I had back when I was in high school before I had goals and ambitions and a set of skills to do something with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now, like with these shipping containers, pretty much possibilities are endless. So like we were chatting on Instagram about the hydroponic systems where they grow like fruits and vegetables and all that. There's a place up in the northeast part of the USA. I can't remember if it's like Baltimore or somewhere in there, but they're taking these shipping containers, retrofitting them, insulating them, and doing like vertical grow houses in there for like strawberries and cabbages and like all kinds of crazy stuff. But I mean, and it's mobile too. So I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of benefits growing it in like a hydroponic setup because you don't have to deal with the pests. You can keep track of all the pH levels, the UV lighting. It's growing 24/7 because it's got constant exposure to the light. And then you don't have to worry about droughts. Like I know the people out west right now, they're begging for rain.
Oh, yes.
If you had a system like that, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
No, because you can recycle your water and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's all internal in the system.
Yep. And that's the cool thing about it too, because it literally gives you more opportunities. And that's why I like it. Some people look at the shipping container as being a box, correct?
Yeah.
And that's why I stress, like, literally, it's that simple. Think outside of the box. Literally, think outside of the box. Use this box to build your independence and make it whatever you want it to be. Your home, your business, your operation, whatever, your studio. It can be whatever you have the audacity to say this is what it is.
I've seen some people out in Texas that build some badass shipping container houses. I mean, like multi-story shipping container houses.
Yes, it's some nice ones. Like even in Phoenix, it's some nice.
And I'm not talking like, you know, a couple Connex boxes stacked together and welded, you know, with doors and ladders. I'm talking like legit nice houses. Like they look high end.
And that's exactly what you can do with it. There's no possibility, no limitations at all.
So you find like you've got a pretty good customer base where you're at now? Or I mean,
actually,
setting up kind of everywhere?
Yeah. Actually, I got my website, so it's www.HogOnWelding.com. That's www.HogOnWelding.com, and I got it where I can be able to help my clients and customers from anywhere, any standpoint, because I'm here, and literally I've been in Oklahoma City 5-6 months now. I guess 6 months this month. Yeah, this month will make 6 months, I think. And majority of my income comes from outside of this area. Like people here, they really messing with me. It's kind of like the good old boy system. Like literally, I don't even get service calls. I probably got like 4 service calls in 6 months. No lie. Because the people that did call me on the service call said, "Oh my God, he's sick or broke down out of town. I just need someone to come do it, come and do this." And I'm cool, I'll do it, but I don't get a lot of action from this area. So all of my income is coming from outside sources. I'm selling for my skids, my prints, doing consultations, also doing one-on-ones. A lot of my stuff comes from actually investing in the people that was messing with me before I got here. And as I got here, I done gained more fans and more supporters, but I'm going to literally have to say they've been keeping my head above the water since I've been in Oklahoma City, because Oklahoma City hasn't been feeding me, but I didn't hit a couple of the deals, don't get me wrong, but as far as like income, nah. If I would count my income here in 6 months, I'd be in a poorhouse.
Right. So tell me about these skids that you're building out, because I've seen you post some pictures online. I just seen today, I think, that you teamed up with a local, I guess, Tisdale's Park?
Yes. Actually, it's a trailer company that sells trailer accessories, welding rods, all type of stuff. And what I do is, one of my things that I do, I like to, before I try to present my product to someone or to a company that I think that might benefit from me, put my skills there, I like to spend money with them first and network and talk to them and get to know the people. Does that make sense? And then that way, once I say, hey, this is what I got going, you think, you can let me come and bring some of this, we can work out, it'll be an easy thing because I'm already spending money. I've already built the relationship. And then I knew they didn't know me. I'm new to this area, you know what I mean? So I've been shopping there the whole time I've been here. But I just now, the last week, I went in and met the owner. I got a chance to meet the owner, and just so happened he was one of the people that be in the front all the time. So he seen me come up there. He said, "Oh yeah, you just moved here." I said, "Yeah, man, this is what I do independently." Showed him what I did. Showed him my ski in the back of the truck, and he was all game for it. That's what they do. So he was like, "Oh yeah, man, people could use these. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, an opportunity, and I just made myself available for it.
That's all about networking, man. Who you know, who you're talking to,
Exactly.
relationships.
And I can say that since I've been here, the few relationships, I probably got like 3 that I've been networking. All of them are on. So I'm not networking with anybody that's just of a regular statue, so to speak. And it made me think about an old proverb that says, if you meet a person that is skilled in their work, they will sit in front of kings and not in front of mean man or regular man or low officials. That's what it says. It's an old proverb. And I really understand it now since I've been here, because once you're skilled at what you got, the owners, people who actually doing big things like you, they can see it. They can see the benefit. But a lot of times the worker, they look at you as someone that's probably trying to come through and take their check or take their job or take their position or something. You know what I'm saying? They look at you different. So I done had more luck out here with owners, and that's honest. Like just a regular person trying to network, it's like they speaking English here and I'm speaking a foreign language.
Well, you got a different set of goals and standards and stuff. I mean, you're trying to build a business and operate and function, and everybody else is trying to go to work.
Exactly, and that's it. Just want to kick it on the weekend and have a couple girlfriends. I ain't with all that. You know what I mean? Especially.
No, man, every time I see you, you're freaking working. You ain't got time for a girlfriend. Every time I see you, you're working.
I'm trying to make something happen, man.
You sell these prints too, right? For the
yes.
Welding Skids?
Yes, I sell the prints on my website. Was the student or the person that's a journeyman welder or whatnot, if they want to start a business or get into it, they can actually go on my website and they can purchase the prints for $100 and they can build their own. And also, I give them the rights to duplicate them. So, say if you in the city and you can, buy one and make a couple of them, then you can be able to keep them going.
Okay.
It's coming. So then you can be able to keep it going. Yeah,
because I mean, they can do the same thing, set up in another shop, build their own networks, build their own relationships, and then start selling them over here.
Yes, sir.
No, that's pretty neat. And are you still doing like the welding classes and stuff? I seen you was doing that for a while, because I noticed I caught the Lincoln posters in the background.
Yes, that's what I do. That's my main thing. Like I really into the independent classes here. Everywhere I go, I really stress that. So every time I do, I always get a client here and there. I had more clients in Phoenix, but I was there longer. Like I said, I only been here 6 months, so I've been kind of building it up. So it's coming.
Okay. And are you planning on going back to Phoenix, or where are you headed off from here?
Honestly, I might be end up going to Atlanta.
Okay.
I might end up being that direction right now. It's in the air right now.
I got you. You start doing like shipping containers over there. I'm kind of wondering what like the as far as permitting, because I know out west they're a little bit more looser with permitting and stuff as far as like
it just depends
setting up
on
a business inside a shipping container. But
no, it just depends on how you're doing it, what you run it.
Okay.
Yes, it all depends on what a person is doing. The code is not hard if you want plumbing, because a lot of them just electrical and plumbing. That's pretty much city. You gotta have electrical and plumbing if you're doing something with water. And most people think, well, how do you put the plumbing in there? It's not complicated, and that's where the people get afraid from, because they literally think it's hard. Like it's really easier than a house because you already got a structure. You see what I'm saying? Like it's really simpler than what people think. So I didn't figure out the way to do the inside. And I actually, like I say, I contract them out. But I also been watching to know how to do certain things on my own. But I like to stay in my lane. So, I'm the welding engineer. I like to weld and fabricate. So I don't, I do mess with some of the inside, but I like to see people that do what they do when they like,
So like you'll hire an independent contractor to
come do it.
Sure you're building out.
Because like this, if you do floors and that's what you do, that's what I don't want to say I did it so it could be half-ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd rather for you to do it because you're a professional. That's your way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then do you have to do like internal reinforcement? Because I know like most of the structures on shipping containers all perimeter.
Yeah, it all depends on what I'm doing, but on the ones, on all of my cutouts, I use 3/16 steel. So I reinforce it with a strong stronger steel of the cap, so that way it'll actually be stronger than it was before I did the cutout, And then if it got some pressure going on it, then I take the cutout, I take the tubing all the way up to the top and the bottom, and then I do the cutout. Then I do the cutout in the center. If that makes sense. That way, it got a complete structure support for whatever it is they cut out.
Kind of like a steel frame around the opening.
Exactly, completely around it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I actually took a class. We did a project, like an on-site project. So it was actually pretty cool because we got to go out in the field and run off generators and all that stuff and welders. And we built a two-story house, replica of a two-story house for the Central Florida Fire Consortium. And so we took there's like 4 shipping containers. They stacked them one on top of the other, and then side by side, and they were all welded together. And then we went through and cut out like the interior of the bottom portion. So we had to take all the, I had to teach them how to put in temporary bracing and all that stuff because there's a load above your head, and we're going to be cutting out the wall paneling, that's where all the structure is. I mean, that's where all your strength and support is. We had to cut that corrugated wall out on 2 sides of the shipping container. We're talking like, I think it was like 22 foot wide. And then we brought in an I-beam, like a W12 by 30 or W8 by 30, and put that up underneath and put columns in there, welded everything together, put in a bunch of doors and windows, and had to frame everything out because they're using it as a burn house. So the firefighters are actually going there and train. So we had to make sure that the weight that was going to be on top of the building, you get 5-6 firefighters in there with all their gear on, plus mock furniture and whatever else.
It gets heavy.
It gets heavy, and not only that, but I mean, they're setting some of this stuff on fire. There's a burn area that we had to reinforce with the walls and everything, so they could set this burn room on fire. The smoke would radiate through the entire building, and then the fire department, they'd have to come in there and like bust in the doors or rip out the windows. So everything had to be replaceable. So all the paneling and everything, like for the windows and doors, they tear it up during their training exercise. Once everything was clear, they'd go back in and put it all back together. So it had to be replaceable each time. So it was kind of neat to work on that project, and it gave the students a lot of it got their creative juices flowing. Okay, here's the problem.
Yeah, because it also gets them to think outside the box. Exactly. And see, those are the projects them are the ones that really motivate because they really make them think. Like, how are we gonna do this? Like, literally.
And I mean, I was there for the guidance and everything, but I was like, they're like, hey, how are we gonna? How should I cut this window out? Should I oxy-fuel it? Should I use a cutting? Should I cut off wheel? Sawzall. What should I do? And it's like, well, I know how I would do it. Take the skills that you've learned so far and tell me how you've done it. And I'd let them go through and start working on it, trying to cut it out, or whatever method they were using. Then come in and kind of explain to them why you'd want to use one process over another. It's like, hey, I know the cutoff wheel is going to make like a nice clean cut all the way around there, but you're using like 6 cutoff wheels just to cut the bottom lip of the window out. Switch over and use the oxyacetylene torch, clean it up. We can go back in and clean it up with a grinder, but this is just a rough opening. We're actually going to put in a nice clean opening out of channel iron and angle iron once it's done. So all that's going to be concealed. So, I mean, it's just helping them kind of think and build and learn and grow. And I think projects help them out a lot more than, just sitting in a booth welding on, 6-inch coupons all day.
I mean, honestly, I really think it does. Like, it gives them more substance, by actually getting their hands dirty and being a part, start to finish. Because my son, I'm training him. He's 9. And every time I get him, we doing something, some type of fabrication. And guess what? This is kind of caught me off guard because my son is a natural engineer. Like he can naturally think like that. I don't have to mechanically make things move and do things. Like how some people just get it. So I just got to shine him up because he's gonna be cool, boy. I can see him being a great architect and doing some more stuff. Like he
comes from good stock, man.
Yeah, he got some. He gonna be all right, man. I'm actually excited to see his growth.
No, that's great, man. I get my kid out in the garage anytime I can. We do a little bit of woodwork and a little bit of welding here and there, trying to get him interested. He's not 100% there. It hasn't clicked yet. But I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm not going to force him to do anything he doesn't want to do, but I want to make sure that things don't pan out. Whatever he's doing, he's got something he can fall back on. He's got a set of skills that can, he can make a good living at.
Exactly, and that's the same thing I talk to mine about. I just be realistic with him. So-and-so working and this. I told him, I said, once you start nicer vehicle than your teachers. He was like, for real? I said, oh yeah, we're gonna make sure you do that. And he was like, well, why are we gonna do that? I said, because you're gonna have your own business. Your teacher's gonna be working for somebody else. You just coming through doing your time. And I told him, I want him to think like bold, like you know, ain't nothing wrong with thinking like that. I said, I don't want you to think average because you're not average. So don't think it like that. So I think sometimes it's just a mind frame we have to really impose on them.
No, definitely. I mean, especially as a father, I mean, you got to look out for him. You got to kind of teach him to make some of the positive choices that you did growing up, and then how to avoid some of the pitfalls and mistakes. I mean, that's kind of what we're there for, is to, you know, keep them left and keep them right, you know, center, you know, so that they're making good choices, they're doing the right thing, and they're kind of setting out on their own path, but help them avoid the same mistakes we made growing up, you know?
Exactly. Completely. And you know, I told him, you know, if I heard a guy say one time, if your child turns out to be just like you, then you failed as a father. If you did, you know what I'm saying? Because your goal would never to have him just like you. Because, you know, all of us got things we want to improve, and that's what you should work and improve on in your child. You know, you can work on those things, you know, as you go. As you grow up, you know, each one teach one, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like, as a business owner, did you find it kind of difficult to uproot from Phoenix and go to Oklahoma? I mean, did you have to? I mean, obviously you gotta set yourself up as a business again. But how much of that transfers? How much do you have to?
I actually
set up, or?
Well, I had to redo the business completely. So I reopened up HogOn in Oklahoma City. So it's still open and live in Phoenix. So I still use it. Yeah, I still got my account, so I can still close it whenever. But I just did I did a new EIN for the area, and did a new business account. Hit everything up here. It really wasn't that bad. Due to the pandemic, I was able to do everything online, so that was new. That was a new thing. I actually did everything online from my phone, so it was pretty neat how I was able to set everything up. But it wasn't bad of a process in that aspect. But still getting here, like I said, I'm still getting my feet wet with the city. You know, I'm building up some stuff, but like I say, a lot of my clients isn't from here. So, and some of the ones here, some of the things they want to do is like basic. Like, it's not what I do. You know, like a guy came to me trying to get me to do some post fences or this and this. Oh, well, this the average price for this and this. I said, I don't do stuff like that. It's like a going rate. You know how they got certain things that everybody do. I don't do that. That's not what I do. I do what you can buy off the shelf. I don't do what Tom, Joe, and Larry can do. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And you might well go to them and do that. You know what I mean? Because I know
then you just compete. You compete in a small town against Tom.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody's competing against Joe.
Exactly, and that's how I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
I wonder if, like, I would imagine, like, I've never been out there, but I would imagine they've got like a Rotary out there, like a small business association or something like that you could get into.
Well, they do.
Kind of help get your name out there and promote.
Well,
and work with other contractors.
They actually do. But like I say, around here, I'm gonna just say it like this. I don't believe in kissing ass. I would rather work. I would rather hustle than kiss somebody's ass. So if I know I can make $100,000 without their contract, I'm gonna do it without networking with it, because of it has never failed. Me personally, me being cultured and my goal, and that, you know, the fact that I don't switch it up as far as change how I look, you know, to try to fit in with the crowd. It always give me some type of, I always get those unease feelings or those unease shoulders. I'm like, I don't need you. I'm gonna eat. You know, you got to push me to the side or make someone, so, you know, I'd have had them even in Phoenix push bids over on me. So I just stopped doing it. I don't even bid jobs no more. I said, I'm gonna create my own. So I create everything that I do. People come to me to get it. You know what I mean? So I don't have to. I'm not doing nothing where I got to go chase $1. I'm gonna create $1. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's
so
how.
If you had some advice for like somebody like just getting out of trade school, what would you recommend that they do? I mean, because I've got some kids in my class right now. Some of them want to go off the entrepreneur path. Some want to do structural steel. Some want to get into manufacturing. But for the ones that, and I know there's a lot of kids on other programs, or some people coming out of trade school, or some people that are tired of working for somebody else. What would you recommend is kind of like the first step in going off on your own and kind of striking out?
Actually, man, the best advice I would say, if it's in your heart, because it got to be in your heart. If it's not in your heart to be independent, you're not gonna last. You're gonna give up. And the people that got the thrive to be independent, they go getters. You're never gonna give up. You're always gonna keep knocking on the door. And that's really what's gonna open up the door for you, is to keep all of your options open, and don't let a door close mean that you got to give up. If something happens, then that means you got to figure out a different way to do it. Don't ever say, I can't. Don't ever look at it like, oh, it can't be done. It's just, you're going to have to figure out a better way. And I think the best way to do it is finding your lane first. So before you jump out there, just, oh, I'm going to be in business, what are you going to do specifically? What do you like doing? And critique that. Like, be a master at that. And don't try to just get, too many lanes. But sometimes people try to do too much. And you become a jack of all trades and you're a master of none. And you actually want to be a master of one and a jack of all.
Mm-hmm.
That make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I actually read that quote the other day. I can't remember verbatim, but that's basically what that quote says. With the jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm. Because
that could be a jack of one trade, or a master of one trade, and a jack of
a jack of all of them, yeah. Because the saying, it was actually backwards to me. That they was, I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none, and they boast about it. Like that's something to boast about. Like, you need to find what you do, critique your lane, and then jack everything else. Like, I'm a carpenter, I can do carpentry work. I'm a millwright. I actually got my millwright. Like, I'm an iron worker. I'm a plumber, but I'm not a plumber. I can do all of those things, but I'm a welder, fabricator, engineer. That's what I am. Right. But I can jack everything. I done learned how to do electrical work. I can do some AC work, but I'm not an AC man. I can fit pipe, but I'm not a pipe fitter. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I know how to.
If it comes down to it, you can do it.
Oh, I can do it. Exactly. I can do it. That's what I'm saying. So if it comes down, and I had to fit however many pieces, I could do it. But I won't just jump up and walk up with the person that got this chest out. I'm a certified pipe fitter. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do all that. I said I can do it when it needs to be done. When he ain't around, then we can still pass the test.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of one of the things, like when I did, construction on site for residential as well as commercial, that's where I picked up on a lot of stuff from the other trades. Like, so during my break and my lunchtime, I would sit there and watch how they were doing things. How are they putting these things together? What do they do? How's he going to make that fit? What's he going to use to cut that material? How's he putting all this stuff together? And that's kind of how I went through that whole process and learned other people's trades just by watching them. And once you have that mechanical background, understanding how things work together, I mean, you pick up a lot more knowledge that way, and you become a jack of many trades.
Exactly. And you be more valuable.
Yeah.
And then another good thing about it is when you're trying to get certain stuff done, like I do with different contractors, it's always funny when a contractor try to get, because I done did it all. You know what I mean? And they'll try to look at me like, oh, this is going to take this. And I'm like, man, BS. I know better than that. You know what I'm saying? This is what this number is. This is what this costs. And they'll look at me like, oh. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm going to find someone else to see. If you come to me trying to beat me off the top, then I know you want to fix up because I done did it all. But I don't tell them that. I just say, hey, I need this done. And I done had a couple people here.
Reveal all your cards.
Yeah, I had a couple people here that been following me on Instagram. Oh, I see you need some framers. Oh, I like to help you. I do this special. Then they'll give me an off-the-wall price. Like, as if I just want to throw my money away. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I said, either you telling me that you don't want to do it, or you telling me you don't know what you're doing. And evidently, if you want to do it, then you let me know that you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to charge me that. You see what I'm saying? So I even did a
That's how you tell people you don't want to come work for them. I've done that to clients before, too.
You know what I mean? So 1 or 2. You ain't telling me you don't want to do it.
How much is this going to cost me? Yeah, how much is this going to cost me? It's going to cost you this much. Man, that's too much. Take it or leave it.
Exactly, because I didn't get it.
Because I didn't want the job.
I didn't want to do it anyway.
Yeah, but I'd give you a bid because you know what? If you're willing to pay this, well, hell, I want the job now, but
exactly, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it for that. That's the price it's going to cost for me to go out and do it because I don't want to do it.
But I literally been there, so I know exactly what you're saying. I done did the exact same thing. So when a guy came to me, I literally asked him, "Are you trying to do this?" And literally, I extra couple hundred. I'm not going to give you my money. I don't give a care if I do get it. I'd rather give it to the poor before I let you think you sneak and beat me.
Yeah. I had a client that was, I had a client out here in Orlando, and I was doing their apartment repairs for stairs and handrails and stuff. And the first couple times I went out there, everything was great. And then the new manager took over, and she was just a pain in the butt to deal with because she was wanting me to do things outside my scope of work. That I said, that wasn't in my original bid. That's not what we agreed on. I'm not going to perform that work. So then, as I started bidding more and more work, my prices started going up and up because I had to deal with this woman.
And you said, well, if I got to deal with her, I'm going to charge her for it.
If I got to deal with her, because when I was dealing with the previous manager, everything was fine. But when I had to start dealing with this lady, she's like, she wants me to go out and match paint swatches and stuff like this. So I was like,
hard. Everything was complicated. You like, man, this ain't what I do. We
it says right there on my bid. Yeah, it says right there on my bid. I'll put red oxide paint on there to prevent it from rusting until you can hire a contractor to come in there and do the paint match and all that. But I'm not dealing with that. But if you want me to,
what I do.
Here's the price for that. Yeah.
And it's crazy how someone get upset with you. I done had them get upset with me because you don't want to do like that ain't what I do. And that's another thing, advice that I would like to give anyone that's jumping into the field. Be comfortable with saying no. Don't try to jump on every bid because if you try to get everyone, all you're going to do is overwhelm yourself and put yourself in a situation where you're going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. So sometimes you got to say no. If you and always meet your clients or customers you're about to do whatever job for, because you might meet them and say, you know what, I'm going to pass on this job because you can see that they're going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to be too. I do that all the time. I had many of them. I go see, I said, no, I'm good, man. I already got something else going on. Like, I done missed money. I could be broke and need to go get some food. I said, I know God going to send me something else before I get myself in a bind and I don't make no money at all. I done did that. Tried to help, and everything they said was wrong just so they can try to keep them paying. Like, it was, you know how it goes.
Yeah. I would always go out on site and meet with them one-on-one and kind of explain the scope of work, what needed to be done. Here's the stuff that because you got to be clear.
You got to be completely
clear. They might have in the back of their mind that, you're going to do this, you're going to do X, Y, and Z, but you never agreed to that. You walked and talked about, the scope of work. And make sure that, whatever you're putting on your estimate, when I send it to my client, this is the work that we agreed on. Here's what's going to happen. And I just kind of give them an outline of this is the work that I'm going to perform. This is the scope of work. Anything outside of that is open for negotiation, but this is what we agreed on. I make sure I get that estimate signed before I begin work, and then I'll take my down payment, and then we'll get to it.
And then we'll get to it. Exactly. You got to be like that. So you have to be, I would say, assertive when you're dealing with business.
I learned the hard way going into it.
Yeah, don't be passive with business. You can't take these
people at their word.
No, don't do it. I want to see it in writing. Put it in an email. If you got to change something, send me an email so I can see that change, or I need to see that RFI. Everything needs to be in writing when you're dealing with business. Because I'm telling you,
everything.
In the streets, you got codes and principles. In business, you got rules and dotted lines. If you sign it and you didn't read it, that's your ass.
Yep. That's another thing. Always read the contract.
Always. Believe me, I have been there.
I had a subcontractor's agreement that they gave me the contract, and I was reading through it. And the guy's like, what are you doing, man? We do this all the time. Just go ahead and read it, or just go ahead and sign it. And I was like, I'm not signing anything until I read all of this. He's like, well, I really ain't got time for that. And I was like, I got your email address. I'm going to read this, and then I'll send it back to you.
Yeah.
And I went through, and like on page 4 and 5, there's some nefarious stuff that I wasn't about to agree to. So I took that red pen and struck through it, initialed it, sent it back, and I was like, you guys make the appropriate changes, and I'll sign that. But had I not read it, I would have signed a lot of stuff. Yeah, he would have got me legally.
He would have got you. He would have got you.
Binding contract.
And then you could have did would have been like, man, then you read that. I've been there, and I ain't gonna tell you, believe it or not, I learned my contract reading from a divorce.
That's another one.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I went through. I thought it wasn't like that. We agreed to something. I shook her hand. Okay, we were still seeing one another here and there. You know how it go. And I'm like, oh, surely we cool. She did the paperwork like I was the devil. She made me go to straight to hell. The whole time she was kissing me, holding my hand. So I was like, that would never happen to me again.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't need to read that contract. She wouldn't do nothing to hurt me.
Literally, that's exactly what I said. Oh, no, I don't need to read that. She got me. You know, she wouldn't do me, you know, the child, you know, her baby daddy like this. And when it's really trying to be here, she wouldn't shoot. Well, no love.
Walked out the courtroom a little sore, huh?
Bro, it was so bad. It was so bad that the judge and my lawyer felt bad for me. Like, he's like, surely you didn't read this. I'm like, nah, because we was this. And they was like,
we was friends.
They was like, son, you never do that. Like, the judge and the lawyer told me, don't never do that again. It's like, that's some evil stuff. We feel sorry for you. Like, it was so bad. He felt bad for me. He knew I didn't read it. He said, you agreed to this? I said, no, I didn't agree to that. like, yeah, it was messed up, man. But I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from that. That bit me in my butt big time. And then some contracts I did later from not reading everything. But I ain't gonna say not reading everything, but from not meeting the person. And that's when I said, you know, I had to add that to it. I said, you know, you got to meet everybody, because sometimes you do a job and you think it's okay and it's not. You know, so yeah, that's most definitely something to keep in mind. You know. Yeah.
So tell me what's next for HogOn Welding, man. What else you getting into?
Man, my goal is to keep getting stronger and stronger in the container conversion. I actually want to start HogOn conversion in Atlanta or around that area. You know, I want to do the HogOn conversion where I have the school set up and the students will actually be helping me build all the products, and I'll be teaching them how to make products as well. And it's kind of like a full system on how to learn how to weld, to learn how to build products, you know, like the full process of it. So I really want to be able to not only just help other businesses, but I want to be able to help them build theirs too, because I know there's going to be some students that say, hey, I want to build my, you know, container shop because it's affordable. You know, depends on what a person's trying to do. Starting from $5,000 to $10,000, you can get you a nice unit. $10,000 can be finished. $10,000 is livable if you do it right. Depends on how you want it. You know what I'm saying? So it's many options in it. So my goal is just to grow with the containers, grow with the with my products over talent. I like to stress that a lot. Products over talent. I really want to come up with more products. And I also want to be able to start engineering other people's products. So, you know, a few people came to me that got some welding ideas. They want to make something. I want to be able to help people build their ideas, you know, engineer their products that they can sell and get patents on. You know, so I want to just help the person make money all the way around the world. I want to work for the people instead of work for the people. That makes sense. I want to work for the people instead of work for the job. You know what I mean? I want to help the people do good. So one thing I know is eventually, you know, as long as I'm doing what I'm doing, but if I help so many people get to that level, I know that at least out of 10, I know one to come back. You know what I mean? So I know one to come back and listen. So my goal is just to keep helping the people, man, and keep growing my independence and stay free, like maintain my freedom. Like to me, that's true freedom. It's to have a business, to be able to go and come as you please, and, you know, love your people and help educate people. So that's really my goal, man, is just to get better and better at what I do.
Okay. And then tell everybody where they can find you across social media, because I know you've got Instagram, you got a YouTube channel, a website. Go ahead and plug all that stuff.
Yes. My website is www.hogonwelding.com. Instagram is HogOn Welding. Twitter is HogOn Welding. Facebook is HogOn Welding. YouTube is HogOn Welding. If you like hip hop and you like listening to hip hop, my music is actually on Spotify, Pandora, whatever you listen to. It's Black Feniks. My artist name is BLACKLENIKS, and you can listen to any of my music on whatever you listen to it. So if you have iPhone, Pandora, whatever you like, you can be able to find me on that as well just by Googling me. But I should be on all platforms under Black Feniks and HogOn Welding, so can't miss me.
Awesome, man. And then one more thing, I want you to tell everybody what HogOn stands for, because it's actually an acronym It's also a way of life.
Yes, it's two acronyms actually. The business acronym of it is honoring our generation ornamental nature. Means we honor what we do for those who like to build with their hands. We're artists, so we like to create. Whatever you like.
Website, go ahead and plug all that stuff.
$10,000 to be finished. $10,000 is livable if you do it right. Depends on how you want it. You know what I'm saying? So it's many options in it. So my goal is just to grow with the containers, grow with with my products over talent. I like to stress that a lot. Products over talent. I really want to come up with more products. And I also want to be able to start engineering other people's products. So, a few people came to me that got some welding ideas. They want to make something. I want to be able to help people build their ideas, engineer their products that they can sell and get patents on. So I want to just help the person make money all the way around the world. I want to work for the people instead of work for the people. That makes sense. I want to work for the people instead of work for the job. You know what I mean? I want to help the people do good. So one thing I know is eventually, as long as I'm doing what I'm doing, but if I help so many people get to that level, I know that at least out of 10, I know one to come back. You know what I mean? So I know one to come back and bless me. So my goal is just to keep helping the people, man, and keep growing my independence and stay free, like maintain my freedom. Like to me, that's true freedom. It's have a business to be able to go and come as you please, and love your people and help educate people. So that's really my goal, man, is just to get better and better at what I do.
Okay. And then tell everybody where they can find you across social media, because I know you've got Instagram, you got a YouTube channel, a website. Go ahead and plug all that stuff.
Yes. My website is www.HogOnWelding.com. Instagram is HogOn Welding. Twitter is HogOn Welding. Facebook is HogOn Welding. YouTube is HogOn Welding. If you like hip hop and you like listening to hip hop, my music is actually on Spotify, Pandora, whatever you listen to. It's Black Feniks. My artist name is BLACKLENIKS, and you can listen to any of my music on whatever you listen to it. So if you have iPhone, Pandora, whatever you like, you can be able to find me on that as well just by Googling me. But I should be on all platforms under Black Feniks and HogOn Welding, so can't miss it.
Awesome, man. And then one more thing, I want you to tell everybody what HogOn stands for, because it's actually an acronym, but it's also a way of life.
Yes, it also is an acronym. It's two acronyms actually. The business acronym of it is honoring our generation ornamental nature. Means we honor what we do for those who like to build with their hands. We're artists, so we like to create things and build things. And the other meaning is hustling over grounded obstacles naturally. Meaning you're going to go through things in life that you can't avoid. Is it going to be a mountain to come in your life? You're going to have to climb it or go around it or go through it. You know what I'm saying? So, being a whole,
Like we're having a little technical difficulties here, fam. I don't know what's up with that. Like it just locked up on us. Technology. Hopefully everybody doing good, man. Everybody have a good day today. I just wanted to let y'all hear this, go live with it. I don't know what happened. But it's not connecting. I don't know if I lost the internet coverage. Look like I lost it. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Check the messages real quick. 100%, man. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, make it, man. Make it, man. Hopefully everybody doing good. Just want to salute everybody. Like I say, having a couple of technical difficulties this morning, so this is not, I don't know, it just froze up on me. But you know, it's technology. You know what happens. Hopefully everybody doing good. It's about to start their Monday off. Just wanted to go live with this interview pretty much and kind of show you what I was, show you what we talked about, you know what I mean? That way you kind of know what it was all about. It was a cool interview. I enjoyed talking and giving the information out that I gave. A few people hit me up and told me that they appreciated the interview. They got some information from it. So, you know, I'm thankful that I was able to actually come through and do it, that they, you know, hit me up and said they wanted to have the interview. So, you know, it's just another blessing, man. I just wanted to share it with y'all. Like I say, as time go, you know.
Whatever you like.
There you go.
You can be able to find me on that as well just by Googling me. But I should be on all platforms under Black Feniks and HogOn Welding, so can't miss me.
Awesome, man. And then one more thing, I want you to tell everybody what HogOn stands for, because it's actually an acronym.
Yes,
it's also a way of life.
Yes, it also is an acronym. It's two acronyms actually. The business acronym of it is honoring our generation ornamental nature. Means we honor what we do. For those who like to build with their hands, we're artists, so we like to create things and build things. And the other meaning is hustling over grounded obstacles naturally, meaning you're gonna go through things in life that you can't avoid. Is it gonna be a mountain to come in your life? You're gonna have to climb it or go around it or go through it. You know what I'm saying? So being a hog is being a wild animal. You know, we're not domestic. You know, dogs know somebody gonna come out there and give them a bowl or some water. But when you're a hog, if we don't get up and go feed ourselves, we're gonna starve. So that's why I'm a hog, because I'm an independent person. I know I got to get out, knock on the door. I got to make it happen. If I don't make it happen, it's not gonna happen.
Right. Nobody's gonna do it for you.
Nobody's gonna do it for me.
All right, Joe. I appreciate your time, man. I know you got some stuff to do. You're about an hour behind where we're at. You're trying to pack up everything from the day, so I will let you get back to it, sir. Appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. I look forward to seeing your stories unfold on Instagram. You got a lot of positive messages going on out there. Great free information for everybody. If you guys are looking to become an entrepreneur, go ahead, check him out on Instagram at HogOn Welding. Go ahead, check him out. He's got a lot of good stuff up there. Daily stories, posts, progress of all the stuff that he's doing. So go ahead and hit him up.
Man, I appreciate the love and support. Everybody be blessed and keep getting your hog on.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right, everybody. That's it for episode 147 of the Arc Junkies podcast. We thank you for downloading and your support. Hope you guys were able to learn something and you enjoyed the episode, and you were able to take a couple things away from this, and hopefully it inspired and motivated some people to go ahead and pull the trigger on their goals and get after it. You can follow me on Instagram at Arc Junkies Podcast. Feel free to email me, show@arcjunkies.com. And until next time, make every well better than your last.